1 year on YouTube. What are my thoughts? How are we feeling? Where are we at? Welcome to Slow Roll, a disability channel that apparently has survived 1 year. A feat that has not been easy, but we've made it. Let's look at the past year at some of our most popular videos and some of my personal favorites and see how far we've come and how we're doing and whether or not we're gonna keep going. Stay tuned to the end to find out. Oh, this video was a very popular one. Okay, let's look at bungalows. All the bungalows were very large for 2 people and 3 wonderful cats. So we decided that might be a little excessive. And then, my goodness, I remember recording this like weeks before we launched the channel. Houses attached to each other with one shared wall. And not built like the 1970s side-by-sides where you could hear everything on both sides. They were being built well and, you know, with technologies from 2017 at the time, 16. Good to be true. Oh my goodness, this seems like so long ago now. We just kept trucking, and as the house was being built, we were getting more and more excited, and this was gonna be our dream home. We're like, this is the house. We're gonna live in this house for the rest of our lives, and eventually we're gonna buy a cottage, because another thing we should have done or faster was to talk to the empty house. Where do we currently stand? Oh, I can't believe it's been almost 2 years since we let go of the house. Because in our heads we just kept saying, no, this is just not gonna work, but we didn't actually 100%. Is there even footage of the new house in here? No. I love how we shot this video at the new house, but it's all about the old house, which is hilarious. This was a video that blew up, which we didn't anticipate. Honestly, I think the title did most of the work for us. It was called We're Officially Homeless, which we were. We had no dedicated physical address at this point. Letting go of our last house and moving to this one was much more of an emotional and physical journey than we had anticipated. Even looking back now that we're in the new house and the rentals are all done, starting a YouTube channel, moving, trying to create all this content for you guys at the same time was an experience to learn all of those things on top of managing a large reno budget and living in, 700 square feet with 4 cats and all of our possessions. Oh my goodness, it was an experience. Up next we have, one of my favorites was the second part of the colonoscopy prep that I did in late April of last year. This was a hilarious one. I honestly had a lot of fun shooting it as much as colonoscopy preps suck. This gave me something to focus on. Let's take a look. My colonoscopy was a little too hunky-dory for my liking, and so I figured I would give you guys a little insight as to what it actually felt and the things that actually don't get said very often with regards to prep, and kind of get into the nitty-gritty. So if you don't like talking about bowel movements and all that fun stuff, this might not be the video for you. But if you'd like to get to know more, you can see that it went down real quick. I decided to really just get it in and have that piece of this on my lap, and keeping yourself as distracted as humanly. Oh my goodness, all the cats in this video. I remember watching back the footage from the GoPros and all the different cameras we had set up to film this video, and I just fell in love with all the cats constantly moving because we were in such a small space. They were so confined that most of the time they didn't leave our side, which, let's get real, they don't really leave our side in general. I've got my my baby boy with me as we speak. But oh my goodness, there was so much cat footage. We actually had to cut a lot of it. Oh my goodness, quite the experience to shoot for the first time. We actually will most likely have another colonoscopy prep coming. Unfortunately, I am having to have another one right away. So if there's anything about colonoscopies that you guys would like me to touch on in preparation for my next colonoscopy, apparently I can't go 2 years without one, let me know down in the comments what you'd like me to talk about, so I can spend some time preparing for that before my next colonoscopy. Now, the next video is actually our very first video. And I remember shooting it, but it's been so long, I honestly haven't seen it since. So let's take a quick look at that one. So, last Christmas, I had to make a decision. It was starting to get to a point where working full time was getting really hard, but we were getting into Christmas break. So I told myself, give myself a 2-week break and then we'll see how it goes. And once I missed my first deadline, one of the very first ones I've ever missed in my life, I told my boss, I'm like, you know what? I can't keep doing this anymore. Okay. This video was probably one of the hardest videos I had to shoot. I've shot quite a few emotional videos this year, very personal to me in my life. You know, my Me Too story, actually one of the next videos we're going to be talking about as well. And for some reason, talking about me leaving my job, and I had such an emotional attachment to my colleagues. I had such a great team back at the office. You know, I'm just slightly shy of 2 years now being on disability. And I've got lots to say about that, and that's going to be coming out in another video coming up. But, you know, going through the experience of actually making the decision of saying, you know what, I cannot do this anymore, was one of the hardest decisions. Apart from leaving the house and making the decision to move, this was one of the hardest. And talking about it still to this day makes me super emotional because I miss it so, so much. And that actually leads us into the next video, which is a video I did on Bell Let's Talk Day last January. I actually intend on doing a video on Bell Let's Talk Day every year because I think mental health is incredibly important, and even more important for people with chronic pain. It's something, mental health is just that much harder to manage when you're dealing with pain and health issues to begin with. So when I shot this video, I really wanted to make it clear my thoughts on mental health and how being a person with disabilities can really affect those things and affect the basics that people kind of forget about. For today, I really want to focus on what the last couple years have really taught me. And since I've decided to identify as a person with disabilities, telling myself that, you know what, it's okay not to be perfect, and you know what, nobody's perfect, and we all have our challenges and we all have our things, and I've got a lot more to learn. But for now, I want to focus on a few different things that have really shaped the last few years of my life and made an impact on me. There's a few things that you need to keep in mind that some people, well, don't have to worry about quite as much as you do. That is still true. There's a lot of things that people with disabilities have to keep in mind that people that have normal and or standard bodies don't have to worry about. This video, I am not going to watch much more of it because I am just going to start crying. But it was one of those videos that I think really reinforced my wanting to talk about being a person with disabilities, but even more being a person with chronic pain and having multiple chronic illnesses that will define the rest of my life. I think being a person with disabilities does not need to define you. And I never want my disabilities to define my life, but I do want this channel, this platform, I want to be able to connect with people. And in the last year, I honestly don't know if we've done as much good as I wanted to. Next up, we've got actually this lovely couch, which I am still sitting on and we still love. So let's take a quick peek at this video, which is actually not that old of a video, but I just love this couch so darn much that, you know, I have to watch a little bit more of it. The end reason why we chose the Tomar were a few fold. I'll take you guys back. A few folds. 2021. When we were looking through a bunch of different couches, we had picked all our colors, everything in the construction side was on its last legs. We finally had figured out exactly what our budget was for the couch and all of this stuff. And so we finally decided to nail down which couch we were going to purchase, expecting that by the time we moved in, which was about 8 weeks away at this point, that we would have potentially a couch in the near future. If you watch that video, you'll know that's definitely not what happened, but hey, we've got a cute little Emil's in the video, just sitting on the corner. It's still one of his favorite spots on this couch, is that little side piece that he just loves to lay on. I don't know why, but it's one of his favorites. And it's still a great couch. We are absolutely still in love with it. I still haven't finished my honeymoon period on this couch yet. But I will say that it was expensive. Do I regret it? No, but it was expensive. If you guys want to know all the details, you can check out that video if you haven't already. So last but not least, the video that I wanted to take a quick look at was one of, you know, my husband's joys of this summer. Don't know how much he loved it, but gosh darn it, you guys did. And we got so many views from people that actually found our channel through this video. And I think that is kind of amazing, but hilarious, because as much as it was important to make sure that everything that we did in the backyard was accessible, at the end of the day, it was much more of a DIY video than it was a disability video. Nonetheless, we loved doing that video, and we do intend on doing some more renos back there this year, and we promise we'll be coming back to you with some more time lapses at some point or another. Oh yes, thank you, Adam. My goodness, we would have never been able to finish this without him. What a project. Oh, hi guys. Welcome to our new backyard. I couldn't help myself, come on. Oh, look at that before. My goodness. The backyard was definitely not a selling feature of this house. So I do have to share that the stumps that you guys saw, some people commented on them that they absolutely love them. They are absolutely beautiful. They are actually trees that came from my grandparents' old property, and Luke actually sanded them and finished them. That was a heck of a very, very messy project, but they are actually not for outdoors whatsoever. We actually took them from our basement to stage the backyard for this video. They are over 50 pounds each. They are heavy, and Luke brought them up and down the stairs like 3 times that day. Don't know why. He was determined, very determined, to get this video looking as pristine and that backyard looking beautiful. He did it, and it absolutely did. We definitely still need to find legitimate outdoor furniture and chairs for the fire pit for next year, but you guys are gonna have to wait and see what that looks like if and when we get there. So I've teased about it a little bit, and the reality is we have learned a lot on YouTube this year. We've even started a second channel. Our Pokemon channel has been doing really well. Unfortunately, it's given me a little bit of frustration in regards to this channel. The reality is disability is just not quite as exciting as opening Pokemon cards, and I totally understand that. You know, who wants to sit down and watch me really dive super deep into my life and disability issues and advocacy. And it's so important, but I also understand that when you sit down to watch something, you don't necessarily want to get into those issues. But I really hope that one day the algorithm will understand the importance of the content we are creating. And there are some bigger disability content creators out there and on YouTube, but I have to say that the last year has by no means been easy. It's taken us a lot of energy. It's taken a lot of energy from me. We love creating this content. And yes, we are going to be continuing on for, I'm guaranteeing at least one more year, and then we'll see. We'll be evaluating year by year just because of my health. I can't say it's been easy to, make sure that these videos go out every single week on Wednesdays. It's been a great adventure, and I look forward to the next year of growing this channel and creating a bigger and larger community of people with chronic illness, chronic pain, and disabilities to help each other out. But not only that, but help advocate for each other and ensure that we are going in the right direction as a community. And if you guys have any friends or family that may be dealing with some health issues and you think that they may need, a push in the right direction or may need some support, by all means, my email is down below. They can definitely reach out. And if they want to join and subscribe to the channel, even better. If you haven't already subscribed, we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. If you've liked any of the content we talked about today, if any of the videos speak to you, we'll have them all linked in the description down below, so you can check that list of videos out if you haven't seen them already. And I hope you guys enjoyed our 1-year review. Yes, we are going to be continuing, so we will see you next week with another video. I'm not exactly sure on what topic yet, but I promise it will be interesting. Till then, have a wonderful week, and don't forget to slow your roll. If you want to watch the entire playlist of all these videos, you can check them out here.